On today's episode of Identity, we find out what it takes to be a young Sangoma with pure Guhle Maila. Meet the Rastafarian community of Guatemala. We review a must-have Jewish app. We also review a website that promotes Islamic sisterhood. And the muffins wrap up the show.
I am an individual with an imagination. My inner faith illuminates innovations. In a space with infinite inspiration, I was born free from all incarceration. Incredible, living infallibly, intelligent, outshine with my inner being. This is me, impeccable as ever been. I am you, you are me. This is my identity.
Sanibonani eMzansi, ngithanda kunibingelela nginamngele ehlelweni iIdentity lelikupa amasiko netenkolo letahlukahlukene. Mina eligama ngimpumi wakambethe. Our cultural, religious and linguistic diversity sets us apart from many nations across the globe, and we here at Identity love helping you embrace and celebrate this diversity with our variety of inspiring guests and stories. Today, the Jewish community celebrates Purim, one of the most joyous holidays on the Jewish calendar. This is a celebration of Queen Esther successfully preventing a plot to destroy Jewish people in ancient Persia. Kulona mcimbi kufunzwa incwadi ya Esther, kuphiswane nangetipho, sifisela onke emajuda lokuhle kodwa. From one woman of faith, we now meet another. Let's get chatting to my special guest for today. For decades, Sangomas have been looked upon with skepticism, and our generation has made continuous efforts to steer clear of African tradition and spirituality. So much so that when one mentions the word Isangoma, it often conjures up stereotypical images of an elderly man or woman dressed in African regalia throwing bones. Uma ngabe nawe ungilabanye labacabanga ukuthi tangoma talkwati lo tsatse lo lenhleti naye lo muhla. Pure Guhle Maila is a beauty therapist by profession. She answered the call upon her life, and she is here to tell us more about how she juggles her mobile spa business and her ancestral calling. Welcome to Identity.
Thank you so much. Well, ukubita ngogogo is an acknowledgement to umuntu omdala lo engihamba naye. And it's also a sign of respect. Ma ubukhuluma nomuntu omdala ngewehle nje ukhulume noma kanjani. So it's a sign of respect. Yokuhlonipha nendlela lesengihambe ngayo ngoba sengikhulile ehlozini.
Oh, okay. And bavamise ukuthi kuneligama futhi like labakubita ngalo bathokoza kokho bese kuba neligama.
Ma uthwasa uthola igama eli acknowledge the spirit that resonates within you. Elami ngundaba zabantu. And it's not a name that you just randomly pick up. Ligama lelo eline pivotal role. Nakhona liqhamke imvelaphi yakhona ikhomba indlela leyo ehambayo.
Ngifuna kubuyele emuva kancane esikhulume nga Pure Guhle asakhula. Where did you grow up? How did you grow up?
Okay. Mina ngakhulela eDiepkloof eZone 1 eSoweto. Ngikhule kuyima umdzala from my mother's side. My parents separated. Khuliso mama was a single mother, and ngikhule ngiyitomboy, climbing the trees and all. And I guess yikho bangifaka kwi-girls' school. So I attended a girls' school
feminine a bit
to build me up, to walk like a lady and talk like a lady. And I had a normal childhood where I was loved and cared for. And also I come from a very strict family. My grandmother is a disciplinarian. So bunga khonba negwegwe, you have to be proper.
But at then what point did you discover ukuthi unelbito or ukuthi you have this ancestral calling, at when?
Bengihlukile kubo bonke abantwana, bengikhona ukubona lokhu okujulile ukudlula ilihlo leli elibonayo. Mina bengikhona ukubona lokho bekungakhoni nokuthi ngichaze as ingane.
At what age?
At a very young age, I could pick up people's personalities, which was rare, and the aura, whether it was welcoming or not. And also I kept to myself I still love ilwane and nature and the connection and also the principles and the lessons that nature teaches us if we pay attention.
You were raised in a Catholic family.
Yes.
And lesikhathini lesiningi bazalwane and other faiths now uqala uhlanganisa ukhuluma ngeSangoma abavami kuba so welcoming. How did your parents accept ukuthi wena ubitiwe and you're going to take the calling?
Being born in a family where you are liberal, where you can tap into things that you are curious of, even though it's not your way of life. So that was my first exposure to the traditional ways. You know, I feared chickens, and I also had the stereotypical, ideas that abantu abanjena, abahlukile. But at the same time, it made me curious. Ukuthi le ndlela ngoba abantu abansundu, and we're in Africa, and also coming from a generation where we were introduced as the early black students into your multiracial schools. So I had to take pride in who I am, and I had to stand my ground, and that meant I had to research about the essence of my people and my being. And from that acknowledgement, it opened up a new world.
And now you've got this mobile spa business. Usebenza ngebantu ngemtimba yabo. How does that affect msebenzi wako? I mean, how do you juggle the two? Ukuthi ngala you have this calling and ngala usebenza ngebantu daily.
It is challenging at times. I mean, from my beginning, I was a beauty therapist before ngibauko.
Okay. So
already I was tapping actually into a medium of healing, but through touch. Guma facials, guma body treatments, that's what we instill. And every client has to walk out having been healed.
Yeah.
It was difficult because you pick up ama energies. At first, bengakoni uikaza, and also allowing myself to read a lot. It opens up your mind, and you think, maybe if I do expose my thoughts, this person will also meet me on a certain spiritual level. Because bengithola umuntu sihlukile ngembala ngama beliefs, kodwa mangithinte lokho ngithola ukuthi hayi man kuneqiniso kuyahambelana.
And they relate.
So and also abantu abaza kimi know my beads now, and they also have to be open.
Knowing
we're living in a society laslugile, and in order, I feel, to live together, you must be able to open up to our differences and embrace them.
Now, Piwa kunokunye losebenda ngako the preservation of indigenous plants. Does it include seeds as well?
Well, at this stage, ama plants, sinethelo is ngathi imithi eminingi that we have no knowledge of or have chosen to not acknowledge until kuprintwa kubekwa kupackagwa kuhlobiswa, then only then do we take time to actually have respect for that product. And you can heal yourself ngokwazi ngemithi ekhulile. Mawubheka amajarida amaningi la sikhule khona kunemithi eminingi ogogo bebazi thina, because of ignorance you don't know ukuthi lena ilapha lokhu, lena ilapha lokhu, le ilapha lokhu. And umhlaba, it's becoming a concrete jungle, and we need to go back to the essence of our being. And we are in Africa, where we are privileged to grow and cultivate such.
Okay, now because you and I need to sit and talk more about. You seem to be filled with information.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to play the if game with you.
Okay.
If you had to be in a reality TV show, which one would it be and why?
I think The Amazing Race.
Why?
Because I love traveling, and when you travel, it opens your mind to people's ideals.
If you could have superpowers, what would it be?
I think to create peace, understanding.
Just
if I could, I would end all wars.
End all wars. If you could have any wild animal as a pet, what would it be?
A lion. I'm a Leo. So yeah.
If a movie of your life was being made, which local actress would you want to play you?
I think Terry Petto.
Terry Petto.
Yes.
If you were a character on Takalali Sesame, which one would you be?
Moshe.
Oh, so you want Terry to play you, but you want to be Mushe on Takalani.
I have kids, so I'm subjected to watching all sorts.
I like Neno. Thank you so much, Pure.
My pleasure.
Thank you for
the
spending time with
invitation.
us. That was Pure Kuhle. Uma kusasene bantu labasha labafana nako Pure Kuhle anginalo nje livalo ngemasiko ethu sibantu naleli vekati lonke lase-Afrika. Ngiyathemba ukuthi ukukhuthatile nawe ukuthi ulandzele lwakho lubito nanobe ngabe yini lobitelwe yona emhlabeni. It's time for us to take a short break. When we return, we visit a Rastafarian community in Guatemala on the east rand of Gauteng. Curious? Then don't go away.
This is my identity. This is my identity.
Welcome back to Identity, the multi-faith youth show that gives you a 360-degree look at all things spiritual. We've received some great comments from you, our valued viewers, and many of you will agree with me about this being your favorite part of the show. Of course, this is where you invite us to your neck of the woods to showcase your community faith story. When Kolani Mashaba, or Ras Von as he prefers to be called, invited us to come and learn more about the Rastafarian community in Guatemala, we were only too eager to honor his request. Our team spent a day with him and his family, and this is what they had to share.
This is my identity.
Greetings, Identity. Welcome to Guatemala. My name is Ras Von, and today we are at Guatemala, where we'll be having a dub session, where there'll be different kinds of generation gaps, where they'll be sharing the love of iration, of which is music, the positive vibrations.
Humble myself, gather my wealth, and spread good love to the people. Me could have taken a life if me didn't want to, but to the thing that we come back on.
Yes, right now we're with Ja Amuna. So tell me something. What is the purpose of the dancehall, the reason why we're here today?
Well, dancehall, we can look at it in this way, that it's an African heritage thing that goes back even straight to the Bible. In the times of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba, they used to chant through the irids of the spirit. So in this time, we had to come together under the banner of Rastafari to come and celebrate nature, life, and all aspects in unity, feel the vibe of love.
What is the reason for this symbol you are doing with your hands?
Okay, this time we call it the 2-7 clash. In other words, we uphold the order of the Nyabingi, the precepts of the Ancient of Days. When you go like this, you show that you are one with God. In other words, what is in the heavens here on earth.
Nowadays, it seems like our ghetto youth don't care about spirituality. What would you suggest that would make them have a stronger bond with the Most High?
In the Bible, we find that Jesus did tell I and I that the body is the temple of the Most High. So everyone, when he's troubled, one must search himself, one must pray. That's another thing which is important, to pray and always seek and search the Most High. So for one to be spiritual, one must find himself first, and then he will be born again. Spiritual will be his strength.
Right now we have Lionhead with us. What is Rastafari, and why is it considered a religion?
Rastafari is a way of life. It's a movement for a conscious people. Yes, if you know where you're from, what is your roots, what is your culture, you have to practice it, you have to know it as a black man, because Rastafari is based on black peoples who suffer a long time.
Tell me something, how many orders are there in the Rastafari movement, and what makes them different?
Rastafari is not having many orders.
Yeah.
It's only have one order. As Nyayabingi, it's one umbrella for Rastafari. We have 12 tribe, Bobo Ashant, Menchezelek, Gaviites. When you see Rasta, you must know, even if it's a Bobo, yeah, you know that we're gonna chant for one song.
Right now I have Ras Montana. I'll be asking him a few questions. What is the significance of dreadlocks, Aya, and is it important to have dreadlocks in the Rasta movement?
Not as such. Everything is all about the heart. It is not even today. We encourage the youth, to write Rastafari. It's not about dreadlocks, or doing something else. Then call yourself a Rasta. No, everything must start with the teachings.
So, what kind of food do Rasta people eat?
The issue of the food, I can't say much because most Rastas, we've got the vegetarian Rastas, we've got vegans. And we've got Italists. So these people are different with diet. It's like me I eat fish. As Christ did give people fish. Still I follow that thing, It's not about the food. It's not about the dreadlock. It's about the levity.
Tell me, when did you learn about Rastafari?
What I can say is it's a feeling in the music. Contribute a lot. It's about we hear about Rastafari through the music, because the music is the thing that comes first to acknowledge us about the Rastafari.
Okwamanje so interview uJatsepo uphuma emndenini engasiya amarasta. So sombuze imibuzo emibala ukuthi khamba kanjani ngempilo yakhe.
Mina mfethu ngikhule efamilini engathanda amarasta. Shithi mani family yami when I came Rasta they just be surprised why this time, why manje kwenzakalani bonini emarasteni. So ngahlala phansi ngababonisa ukuthi emarasteni ngibona life, ngibona uGod emarasteni. So ekhaya ngitry kubabonisa ukuthi uRasta is not about loba bucabanga, it's all about the movement.
Right now we're interviewing Nhlanhla Zondo. He grew up in a Ras family. Abangani bakho bakuphatha kanjani njengoba babona ukuthi wena uRasta? Bakuphatha ngendlela ehlukile noma bakuphatha njengomuntu nje ojwayelekile?
Abangiphatha kahle ngoba nyaba explainela ukuthi iRastafari is the way of life. Siyaphathana, siyarespectana one another. I show them love. Intanga zami ngizozitshela ukuthi mabangayazi Rastafari movement bona bazi respect abantwana abadala. Sibe nothando, one love, one destiny, one aim.
Yes, we have provided with the word of info ukudla kwendlebe, and now I think it's time for me ukuthi ngisithele laphayana ngiyobangena kabili kathathu.
Kusibusiso Cobo kuphila eveni lenkululeko lapho sivumelekile kugcina emasiko ethu ngaphandle kwekucinzeteleka. Sibonge kakhulu kuRas Von nemphakathi wamarasta wakwaThema ngekusiniketa lithuba lekufunza kabanti ngenkolo yabo. Remember, if you would like to share your faith or community story with us, like Ras Von, simply send us a detailed email to identitytvshow@gmail.com. If you want to be kept up to date with what to expect in each episode of Identity, then simply follow us on Twitter or like our Facebook page. For a sneak peek into what goes on behind the scenes, check out our Instagram profile. Let's take one more break, but don't go away because when we return, we get techno savvy with a cool app and a website review. We'll be right back.
This is my identity. This is my identity.
Uma usanza kungena ubukele ihlelo lwetenkolo nebantfu labasha iIdentity la ku-SABC1. We kicked off the show with a one-on-one chat with Piwokuhle Maila, Ogogo Ndaba Zabantu, about juggling her ancestral calling with her day-to-day life. Our insert took us to Guatema in Gauteng's Ekurhuleni municipality, where we got to hang out with the Rastafarian community. Certainly a multi-faith buffet of inspiration. Now let's take a look at what's hot and happening on the media front. It's time for our What's Happening segment. This one is especially for our Jewish viewers, something to keep the family entertained as you gather to celebrate Purim. It's called Quiz Whiz. Just how knowledgeable are you when it comes to Jewish facts? Test your skills by playing Quiz Whiz. This is an interactive quiz game offering up to 1,000 questions on 7 different topics such as culture, history, or values. Simply select a category and the number of questions that you would like to play. Each game is timed, which means you must try to answer each question as fast as possible and earn points. It also gives you the option to enjoy the game on your own as a single player or the multiple player option where you can play with friends and family. This app gives you a selection of 3 answers to choose from, and whichever answer you pick comes with an explanation as to why it is right or wrong. Increase your Jewish general knowledge and become a whiz at this quiz game by downloading QuizWiz today. Up next is a website for our female Muslim viewers. It's called muslimalifestyle.com. Sisters, if you are looking for a forum that promotes Islamic sisterhood or are simply in need of a support structure on your Islamic journey, the Muslima Lifestyle website is just for you. Created for sisters by sisters, this website focuses on a variety of day-to-day elements of a Muslima's life. Get practical fashion advice for Muslim attire, such as how to ensure your wardrobe is hijab appropriate, as well as a niqab and hijab guide for beginners. You can also get access to advice on observances such as Ramadan and Eid, as well as lessons that one can learn from the Quran. The website also offers a humorous take on life, such as a Muslima's bucket list, 100 things to do before you die. Get more techno-savvy with the Tech Muslima series, which helps you stay up to date with technology that will edify your spirit. So whether you were born into the faith or want to know more about the Islamic lifestyle, www.muslimalifestyle.com is sure to become your new best friend. That's it for this week's episode of Identity. Thank you for hanging out with me this morning. Join us again next week Sunday at 11 a.m. for another 30 minutes of spiritual upliftment with a dash of swag, right here on Mzansi for sure. The Identity team would like to wish our Hindu viewers happy Holi for tomorrow. Holi, or the Festival of Colors, is a celebration of the triumph of good over evil. It is accompanied by music, dance and sprinkling of colorful powder, and it has been known to bridge social gaps. The Sikh community also celebrates Hola Mohalla tomorrow. This is a celebration of brotherhood and a commitment to the Khalsa Panth, or a collective body of initiated Sikhs. It is accompanied by martial arts and military sport displays, as well as evening worship services. We wish our Sikh viewers a blessed Hola Mohalla. Wrapping up today's episode is the band that has taken the country by storm. It's the Muffins with Umsebenzi Wendoda. From me, Mpumi Mbete, and the Identity team, goodbye.